Well, Kieran Pegg and also Michael Josem are here with us. We're at this big event for the IoM Business Network down at the Palace Hotel. It's all about work permits, and there's a motion. Can you just remember what the motion is about work permits?
Yes, the motion is due to the island's ageing population, that all restrictions on immigration and employment should be immediately lifted.
Right. And are you for or against?
I'm for the motion.
So you want to...
I want to remove work permits and de-restrict immigration.
Fine. Therefore, you're the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I'm all in favour of a sensible and controlled and moderate migration program. And this sort of extremist idea of getting rid of immigration borders is a real big risk for the Isle of Man, and threatens the island's economic status, environmental status, and social status. And so it's important that this idea is defeated and instead to have an immigration system that is based on judging people upon merit, not making it a free-for-all.
Says the man who clearly has come from elsewhere in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Like the work permit system has its flaws. After all, let me in. And so in that sense, sure, it's not perfect, but the response to that is to make sensible reforms, not abolish it. If you don't like the colour of your kitchen wall, you don't knock down your house, you change the colour of your kitchen wall.
I think he's just up for a good debate, personally. But what do you think?
I think he's up for a good debate, for sure. My view is you've got to draw a distinction between work permits and immigration to start off with. I think that there is a lot to be said for the fact that there's evidence that the work permit system is stifling still businesses on the island and not allowing it to grow and recruit. It's a fact that there are skills shortages across a number of sectors and a wide variety of roles, and therefore anything that can be done to increase the opportunity for workers to be easily moved to the island, and that includes looking at immigration and work permits, needs to be very carefully considered.
And there has been a relaxation of work permits. The world hasn't ended. It seems like chefs and people like that who have had to move fast on decisions, they can now get who they want. You must agree it has helped some of the businesses?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think there is scope for sensible, moderate reform. But abolishing the whole system and going to an extremist solution of no borders and no restriction on immigration, it's bad for the island, it's bad for the Isle of Man's people, and it will be bad for Isle of Man's businesses as well.
And you obviously disagree with that, so...
What I'm saying is that from a work permit point of view, I think that there needs to be further restrictions removed, so that the barriers to people getting employment in the roles that we need to recruit and urgently are removed. From an immigration point of view, I think there's a lot that can be done to also make it easier for people to come to the island. It's not realistic for us to argue that the whole immigration system will suddenly be thrown out and that our borders will be wide open, but for sure there needs to be further work done to look at what restrictions can be removed to facilitate people moving over here to work.
And I think you've done your 5 years now. You're a Manxie now, aren't you? But you must have seen this firsthand, restrictions being from Australia and coming to the Isle of Man. You were in EU, for instance. Yeah.
Sure, and so those restrictions, which I went through and which many other people who have come to the Isle of Man have gone through, were about judging people based upon merit and choosing, the right people to come to fill the skills shortages and that are needed. And so abolishing that program in its entirety, as this motion proposes, is an extremist idea that is quite contrary to what the rest of the world is doing.
So more like a point system than like Australia has. Would you see that as the sort of halfway house here? People who have the key jobs are the ones that are invited in?
Sure. So the existing migration system, if you're coming into even the United Kingdom from outside the European Union, you already have to pass a test that uses points. But that test and the work permit system here is about basically ensuring that there's a demand for the skills, that you're able to support yourself. And that's a good basic system. And sure, there might be some tinkering around the edges, but abolishing that system to this extremist, no borders, open borders solution is just not good for the Isle of Man's people.
And your retort?
My retort is that there's been an awful lot of scaremongering in relation to immigration, that, immigrants take local jobs. The evidence has been shown in the UK and in the Isle of Man that that's just not true, that actually what we should be doing is looking to see how we can invite people over to upskill and to work more collaboratively, to take on skilled posts where there just isn't the local pool of workers available. I suspect that there are halfway house proposals that that could be sensible. But for tonight, I'm arguing very fervently for the motion.
I think it's great to hear that Karen is already backing away from this extremist view of no borders. I think she's already been convinced. So
that's just a warm-up act. You're about to go on stage and do the real thing, and you've got an MHK each on your side, haven't you?
We do.
Who have you got?
I've got Bill Shimmons, MHK.
Yeah, we've got Rob Callister, who's also arguing for a sensible, moderate system. And I'm really surprised to hear an MHK come here and argue in favour of abolishing all these restrictions. That was very surprising to me. Yeah.
Well, the IoM Business Network is putting this on, and you are most welcome, apparently, to find out more information on their website if you want to come to similar events like this. Good luck, and ding ding.
Thank you.
Here we go, round one.
Gloves are off.
Good luck.
Thanks.